Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is here. It's in theaters. Everyone's seeing this movie, but are people liking this movie? Are they not liking this movie? Why aren't they liking this? Why are they liking this movie? Well, it's a spoiler review. We're diving into the details of this film. Obviously, right up there, I've already done my spoiler-free review of The Rise of Skywalker. I thought that this was a fine film. If you want to watch that with no spoilers, obviously, click right up there. But this one, we're diving into the nitty-gritty of this film and anything and everything. But before I do that, let me know what your guys' thoughts of this film are. What really did not work for you? What did work for you? We are getting into the details in the spoilers, so spoil all you want down below. It's free game. Now, I'm going to get into this and dive into the details like I mentioned, and this is still sort of fresh with me, so I'm going to probably not get the names of certain planets, certain people correct, but I'm going to try my best. Anyways, without further ado, right into the movie. The movie opens up, and it feels like we're like 30 minutes into the movie. We get the opening scroll, obviously, and that kind of gives us the details that Palpatine's back. Spoilers. Oh no, Palpatine's back. And then the rebellion is trying to do their thing. The First Order, they're trying to do their thing. Kylo is going after Rey. Rey is doing her thing. Whatever. That's the setup. But opening up, Kylo is kicking some ass on some random planet to get this Sith artifact, and it feels like we are thrown into the mix of a movie that has been happening for 20 minutes to 30 minutes already. It feels jarring. Rips open this essentially tomb and gets a Sith artifact that will lead him to somewhere once I get there, but they don't specify that this is actually a Sith holocron. I'm like 99% sure that this was a Sith holocron, but they never mentioned it because maybe the casual audience doesn't know what that is. But obviously, Kylo Ren is after Palpatine to stop his power. He doesn't want anyone to take his power as Supreme Leader. Gets to this planet that is off the maps, all of this stuff. Goes into this giant cube building, goes down into this essentially Sith temple. And boom, within the first 5 minutes, Palpatine is revealed to be alive. And I guess I just thought it was jarring because it wasn't revealed. We more than likely knew that he was going to be in this movie, but I did not think it was going to be revealed that soon. I thought that this was going to be a build-up, and then be revealed towards the later half of the movie. But man, he is, boom, right there, kept alive. And it honestly looks like a scene out of, like, what, 2005's Van Helsing. Like, he's being kept alive by all of these machines. He has these minions that are keeping him alive. There's electricity. There's weird things and vials and whatnot. And I guess, like, boom, right there, it's revealed that Snoke was a clone. That's what I'm getting, because there was another one, or it was his body that's in this giant back tube or something. Maybe it was a back tube, I don't know. But yeah, he was pulling the strings the whole time. Palpatine never died, which, I'm sorry, but there is so much that you have to explain with that, because he was in a sphere, he fell down a tube, and then the sphere exploded. Did he land on a little jet ski down below and fly off and hide? I don't know. Is he Voldemort? Does he have Horcruxes? Was Snoke a Horcrux? We don't know, because there is almost a lot of stuff in this movie that is revealed that is not explained to its full extent. And when he is talking about, you know, he's alive, and Kylo Ren, you go off and bring Rey to me, and then I'll let you be the supreme power, I'll give you all of this power. Or, no, he'll give him the fleet. And then it's almost like a snap, and the electricity comes down. So all of these old, souped up Star Destroyers come up from the ground from where he is staying. It's almost like this zombie type feeling, and it honestly felt so out of Star Wars, because the Emperor's there, he's still alive somehow, he has all of the Sith living in him. I don't know how he got this power. Why is this happening? Electricity is flying, these starships are coming out of the ground, and each of them are capable of destroying planets. My first thought, Did he planned all of this prior, built all these ships, buried them underground? Also, all of the people that were helping him, I understand that's a small group of people, but he has people on all of these ships. Were these people underground in cryo sleep? Were they there just hanging out? Were they playing cards waiting for this to happen? Or did he call them up and be like, "Hey guys, yeah, we're suiting up the Star Destroyer, or the Star Destroyers, get over here right now." That really boggled my mind the whole time. Where did all of these people come from? And also, why did it take him so long to send out this message? If he had been hanging out for, 30 years, 30 plus years or something like that since the Return of the Jedi, what was his game plan? Did he know that Rey or Kylo or the combination of the two was going to come? Could he see into the future? I don't know. There's a lot of, again, googly gop. That's the word I'm going to use, because there's a lot of plot points that are thrown into this movie and none of it makes sense. It's googly gop. But then we, switching over to that, that's the evil side of the movie. We get the light side, and right at the beginning we have Finn and Poe and Chewbacca. They're escaping, trying to get this intel from the New Order, from some spy to bring back to the rebellion, but they're being chased down by TIE fighters, and they are light speed jumping. They're jumping light speed, and they're doing this quite a bit. And I have no problem with them doing it quite a bit, because it's quick, it's fast. I don't know what the capabilities of the Millennium Falcon are. But in The Last Jedi, Laura Dern's character, General Hodo, I think it is, used light speed, went into the star, or the dreadnought or whatnot, and exploded it. Now they are just carelessly flying through light speed, and a time or two, literally what they would be light speeding through, it would 100% rip apart their ship, the Millennium Falcon. Apparently that doesn't matter anymore. They can just light speed, and their coordinates maybe on the computer are telling them, hey, there's nothing in our way when we come out of light speed. I don't know. That really, again, we were maybe 10 minutes in the movie, and a lot of what was, I guess, established in The Last Jedi is completely crumbling in whatever J.J. Abrams decided to put into this movie. Okay, Knights of Ren. Knights of Ren, Episode 7, The Force Awakens. It is mentioned the Knights of Ren are like these terrified, essentially group of boy band members that are just kicking ass and no one wants to mess with them. Boom! They're not revealed in that movie. The Last Jedi, don't worry, they are going to show up. They are going to kick some ass. Oh, no. Nothing happens with them in that movie. This movie, they show up. And these guys, they look, I will say this, they look cool, but they do nothing. Literally all they do is essentially be a stalker that's following home a cute girl from the bar at 2 a.m. They are following people around. They are not wreaking havoc at all. If anything, they attack Kylo Ren later on in the movie. These characters were set up to be this awesome, cool thing and completely disregarded. It was a waste of something that could potentially have brought more, I wouldn't say credibility, but more to the Kylo Ren character, because I don't even think the way he ended this movie was how he was supposed to originally end his arc in these three movies, and he was supposed to have these boy band members or group of cronies coming in and kicking some ass, because each of them has a different weapon. Each of them maybe has this big gun, blaster, knife, sword, something like that, different outfits. They do nothing in this movie. It was a complete and utter waste of something that they set up that could have been so cool. So Kylo Ren and Rey, obviously in The Last Jedi, they had this bond, and it was set up by Palpatine, Snoke, who knows, but they can talk to each other, kind of touch each other. There's water, or there's leaves or whatever, they can kind of almost bring something back from where they were. This one steps it up even more, because they're not even in the same place, but they can lightsaber fight, and I'm assuming if one of them would have hit the other one, it would have actually hurt them. But they're bringing objects back and forth. They're almost force transporting objects. And again, I'm not going to attack the lore or what exactly the Force can do, because The Last Jedi, I would say, set up a lot of things that we had never seen in the movies, the games, the novels, anything Force related we had never seen before. Now they are essentially being able to transport objects through the Force, lightsabers, Darth Vader's helmet, anything and everything. It feels a bit odd. Again, I'm not going to really knock it that much, but it didn't entirely work because they're going back and forth and they're fighting, but they're not in the same place, but they don't know where the other one is. So can one only see the atmosphere around them, but they're fighting? It again boggles my mind, and I almost feel like I need the novelization of this movie to figure out what is exactly going on with all of this movie, because again, googly gop, there's too much going on. Now jumping back to our heroes, Rey, Finn, Poe, whatnot, they kind of have to go on this mission, and they're looking for essentially another Sith holocron to get where they're going. They go to this festival, cool festival, whatnot, but they just randomly run into a Billy D. Lando's character. I'm sorry, but the universe, the galaxy, I'm sorry, but it is way too big for them to just randomly run into this character. It felt ham-fisted, fan-servicey. It did not work. I understand that you want to bring him into the fold. Did not work. They should have had him in, honestly, The Last Jedi as the gambler that they were looking for at Canto Bight. Anyways, run into him, blah, blah, blah. Then they're going through the desert, and they get sucked down into this cave. And because they're looking for this spaceship and whatnot. And then Rey's parents, she finds a ship. And the ship she remembers her parents being on. And she actually does have parents. So I'll get into that whole parentage thing later. But there's a reason. This is kind of almost Mandalorian, borderline Mandalorian spoilers here. But it's revealed that the Force can heal people. And I knew that Yoda could do this from the video games. And I didn't know how canon-wise Battlefront 2 was, because Yoda has a power that he can heal. He can force heal himself and the people around him. It's straight up revealed now that Rey has the power of the Force to heal different objects. Obviously, it's going to play back into it. So again, another Force power that we had never seen before, and I didn't know how that would play into things. And it seems convenient. A lot of this movie is too convenient, I would say. Continuing on, the ship. We find out that the ship that is sitting there, that the Sith, that they were looking for the Sith hologram, the ship was or belonged to him. Her parents left on this ship, or from what she remembers, and she didn't go with her parents. So now it's this weird thing. It's confusion. It's confusing us. It's confusing her. What exactly happened? Did she have parents? Did she get dropped off by this Sith? Was she a clone? Because there's cloning now from, obviously, what we saw with Snoke and Palpatine. Again, there's a lot of misdirect, almost, I would say, in this film, but it's not earned misdirect. I guess continuing on with their mission, they end up going to this one planet that Poe doesn't want to go to, runs into essentially an old flame, also business partner, and it's Keri Russell's character. She's kind of this smuggler, bounty hunter type character, and this planet is very much like kind of run down. It sort of reminded me of, they always compared the Empire to the Nazis, and it kind of felt like that. That this town was under attack by the Emperor or Empire and New Order and whatnot, and this scene, it sort of added to the movie a little bit, but for some reason, I don't know, it just clicked for me. I'm curious if it clicked for you guys out there, but the scene between Poe and Keri Russell's character, it is like 5 minutes of them just going, kind of talking, and I felt like there was more emotion and a character development and emotional attachment than any other characters in this whole goddamn trilogy of films so far. Like, honestly, I want to see a Star Wars action romantic comedy. No, not romantic comedy. I want to see an action romance movie with Poe and Keri Russell's character before Poe had joined the rebellion, because those two, for some reason, the 5 minutes, again, they had more chemistry than anyone else, and the story was way more intriguing, and I would love to see more of that. We're kind of jumping ahead a little bit, and I know that I'm going to miss a little bit in here, because basically Rey finds out that she has super crazy powers, her and Kylo are forced tug-of-warring on this spaceship, and she shoots lightning and explodes it. Again, I'll get into that in a little bit. But her and Kylo are fighting. She essentially kills Kylo Ren, and that's like her turn to the dark side in this weird roundabout way. She then heals him because that's revealed earlier in the movie. Then Kylo Ren has a meeting with Han Solo. Han Solo's ghost come back, or it's his memory. It's very odd because he says it's his memory, but I don't know how it's transpired because I think they hug even. And then he throws his lightsaber away, so now Kylo Ren is on the light side. Whatever. Continuing on, Rey, she steals Kylo's ship, and she's like, I have to take care of this. I have to stop the Emperor. I gotta stop all of this, blah, blah, blah. Gets to the same planet that was showed at the beginning of the film, runs into the Emperor, and the Emperor is like, hey, what's up? I'm old. I'm falling apart. By the way, you're my granddaughter. Nice to meet you. There needed to be a way to explain how Rey was so powerful and how she all of a sudden shot lightning out of her hand, could respond to the lightsaber and all of this jazz and whatnot. But my first thought when Palpatine was saying, hey, you're my granddaughter, I was doing the math in my head, and also with her parents, because her parents were killed, because Palpatine knew that the daughter could become more powerful than him, so he wanted to kill the parents and then kill the daughter. Believe me, it's very convoluted. But my first thing is, Palpatine was just out there just f***ing everyone, he out there just getting his on. But that would have been during the prequels, and I understand that maybe it was even younger than that, but the prequels and then the age, and it just does not line up. Maybe someone can break down the time chart of when this happened, but again, a lot of this seems way too convenient. Then she has to fight him, he has to fight her. Another thing, getting into the very end of the movie, force powers, there's force healing, there's force transporting objects now, but Palpatine uses this like force vampire Death Eater type thing on Kylo and Rey, somehow steals their force energy and becomes youthful again. And there was always that rumor from Darth Plagueis that he had mentioned in episode 3 that he found a way to essentially cheat death, and this could be the way we finally see it on the big screen. But again, this felt very cheap, it wasn't earned. I don't know. There's a lot going on, and at the very end, it's almost borderline cheesy how Rey takes out the Emperor, because he apparently is like super powered. They like stuck an extension cord up his ass, and he shoots lightning not just like at one person, two people, a group of people, up into the sky, into thousands of ships. Somehow, essentially, he sets off an EMP, and it is bonkers, to say the least. But then Rey has to fight him, and she has 2 lightsabers, and literally just walks at him, and his lightning then kills himself. It felt very cheesy. It felt unearned. I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know. There's just a lot, like, I'm confusing myself now. I wrote down everything in this on my iPad, and I'm confusing myself on the order of events, how certain things happen, and why certain things happened. Then at the end, I guess that big power thing, taking the Palpatine out, took Rey out, and then Kylo puts his life force into Rey. Again, these force powers don't make sense. And then Kylo is now good, so he becomes a force ghost or dissolves into the force. I don't know. That's how the movie ends. I forgot. Instead of calling it the New Order, it's called the Final Order. Because guess what? It's the final battalion. It's the final film. Obviously, let's call it, instead of the New Order, that's new, let's call it the final one because it's the final. Whatever. It felt lazy to myself. Getting to the very end of the film, there are a couple things that I liked, and I think one of the biggest things is Rey overcame the evil, became light, but also she has her own lightsaber at the very end. It is shown that she made it out of her staff, and it is yellow borderline orange. I wanted it to be orange. People were telling me that it's yellow. I'm going to accept that it's yellow. And I think that that's cool because we finally see a different color lightsaber. We had gotten green, we've gotten red, we've gotten blue, purple. Now we have yellow on the big screen. And I know that there's all of these different colors. I thought that that was awesome. I thought that was cool. And I understand that Star Wars is being put on essentially hiatus. I maybe want to see more from Rey's character because just the yellow lightsaber, and also you gotta do this trilogy justice, man. You gotta, I hope maybe 10, 15 years down the road, they pick this up and try to find a story to completely fix this, because I think the original trilogy was fantastic. Prequels, not so much. This one, really not so good. The next 3 movies or something has got to fix everything. And I understand that this was essentially Palpatine's story, the Luke Skywalker trilogy, story, saga. I don't know. They gotta fix this somehow. The more and more I'm talking about this, like, I gave this film a 2.5 out of 5. The more and more I'm talking about it, the more and more things are falling apart for me. It looks good, it sounds good, there's a few cool aspects set up, but a lot of the stuff felt ham-fisted into the film. I don't know, that's my spoiler review. There's plenty of stuff I did not touch on that I did not dive into fully, but there's a lot of things that just, I gotta see this like another time to maybe pick up some things that I might have missed. Anyways, guys, though, that is my spoiler review of The Rise of Skywalker. I am rambling. Cool things, bad things, good things, not so good things. Let me know what you guys thought, or what are some things that you really liked, some things that you didn't like, some things that just did not work for you at all. Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's my spoiler review. Follow all of my social media down there. Watch some more videos up there, you know, movie reviews, trailer reactions, fun comedy skits. I'm probably going to try to rank these 11 Star Wars movies from worst to best in the next coming days. Again, follow all my social media, like this video, share this out. Please, please, please. Thank you so much, and until next time, I'll see you later.